We're living in dangerous times with increasing and changing threats. But here, close to the River Thames in London, more than 60 air chiefs are getting together to talk about it. The Global Air and Space Chiefs Conference, organised by the Air and Space Power Association, treads a difficult line between classified discussions and key messages that are on the record for delegates. After the official welcome, the first item on the agenda was nuclear, back to the future, a subject that's been taboo in the UK for decades. The acquisition of an additional 12 F-35As had emerged as part of the UK Strategic Defence Review last year, but at the conference it was revealed the Royal Air Force is working toward regaining an air-launched nuclear weapons capability from next decade.
If we make a weapon smaller, we make it more accurate, it lowers the psychological barriers of use. Make no doubt about it, Russia does not have a nuclear taboo, and if it needs to in warfare, it will release what we describe as a tactical nuke, and it will ascend. We've got to get over the taboo.
The mission is very specific, and it's to reintegrate the Royal Air Force into NATO's nuclear burden sharing framework, Beck said. Neighbouring France has been doing this for decades, with an operational, tested and continuously adapted nuclear deterrent for the changing environment.
We are witnessing the return of high-intensity competition between major powers, while nuclear arsenals are being modernized around the world. At the same time, emerging technologies, including artificial intelligence, cyber capabilities, space systems, and the rapid advancement of hypersonic weapons, are transforming the nature of conflict. This is happening in a context of growing uncertainty and an accelerating pace of crisis. Meanwhile, and it's very important, the erosion of key arms control agreements is contributing to a renewed nuclear arms race.
Lockheed Martin's Chauncey McIntosh, Vice President for the F-35 programme, said it was a big step for the UK.
One of the things as I debate and discuss this topic is really recognizing what a significant shift this is and a moment to recognize for the United Kingdom. The fact that this return to the nuclear mission and what it signals not only for NATO, what it signals for the alliance. The fact that deterrence is at the top of the priority for the United Kingdom.
I asked Aviation Week's Executive Editor, Defence and Space, Robert Wall, what he thought of the move.
And what was very interesting here at this conference was a conversation about how that was unfold, how the UK thinking around this is evolving. And particularly interesting, I thought, was actually there was a French general on the panel. He's been part of their nuclear program, the Force de Frappe. And they've been doing this for 60 years. They have their own aircraft, now the Rafale. They have their own weapon, high-speed missile. And he talked about everything that's involved with that, from training people to how to fly, low level, to avoid air defenses, high speed, to logistics, tankers. It's just a very involved mission. It's not a simple thing.
The big news from day 2 of the conference came from the UK's Minister of State for Defence Readiness and Industry, Luke Pollard. After sharing details of the UK's recent investment plan for defence, Pollard looked ahead to future battle space.
Building on Storm Shroud system that I spoke about last year, we also press go on our next phase of autonomous combat air power with our collaborative combat aircraft programme. Now, that will develop autonomous jets here in the UK, providing new levels of lethality and survivability for our crewed jets, acting as both guardian angel and an attack dog for our Typhoons, F-35 and future Tempest jets. Now, maximising our air power in the eye of the storm of future combat, that will be swarming with drones, 6th generation fighter jets and ever-evolving EW capabilities. And today, I'm delighted to unveil that our new autonomous CCA programme will be named Storm Fighter.
I asked Aviation Week's London Bureau Chief, Tony Osborne, to explain what this means for the RAF.
Yes, so Storm Fighter is the program name for the UK's collaborative combat aircraft effort. So people who perhaps are not familiar with the principle of collaborative combat aircraft, these are uncrewed air systems that will operate alongside crewed fighters, and they are going to be jet powered, they'll carry weapons and sensors, and they will perform roles on behalf of the crewed aircraft. They're also known as loyal wingmen. The RAF were looking at this for the GCAP, the Global Combat Air Programme 6th Generation Fighter project that they're working on with Japan and Italy. But the RAF chief, that is Air Chief Marshal Hal Smith, actually wanted to accelerate this. And so he's tried to bring the money to develop this quite a long way forward, about 10 years, and to try and get something into service before the end of the decade. So that'll be the Storm fighter, and that will operate alongside Typhoons and F-35. And the idea is then rapidly iterate that so that it can be developed and become more capable in time for when that GCAP comes into service at the end of the decade, in sort of the late 2030s.
So from collaborative combat aircraft to collaborative military forces and intelligence. Chief of Staff of the US Air Force, General Kenneth Wilsbach, said the strength of alliances was a game changer for Allied forces.
Our competitors understand this. They recognize that strength of our alliances is one of the greatest strategic advantages enjoyed by the free world. They understand that a coalition capable of operating as a unified force presents a challenge far greater than the sum of its individual parts.
There were some mutterings and questions from the floor as to whether that was also the thinking of the administration. So I asked Brian Everstein, Aviation Week's Pentagon writer, what he thought.
Yeah, there's obviously been a lot of concerns, and you could tell with General Wilsbach's speech here, he's trying to reassure allies and show that we do work very well together. We're training together, we're refueling and practicing and fixing each other's aircraft. So I think a lot of General Wilsbach's speech here was trying to placate these concerns that we are integrated. We're integrated by design from the beginning. And he talked about how with our new systems, you have the Air Force starting their 6th generation F-47, you have the 6th generation program starting over here, that they are designed to work very well together from the very beginning.
Air Chief Marshal Sir Harv Smith, Chief of the Air Staff for the Royal Air Force, argued that pace is important, and many defence primes at the event agreed. Pratt & Whitney, part of RTX, was at the conference, and they are on board.
Yeah, I think it's a new definition of fast. What was fast yesterday is not fast enough today. And so we're keeping pace with that. The theme of this conference was agility, integration, and readiness. All those things are important to industry, and we are ramping up. We're looking at how we make things quicker, how we make more of them, how we make them more affordable, and really from the smallest engines that will power a collaborative combat aircraft, drones, to our highest end engines that are powering fighters and bombers and transport. We're looking at how we can go faster.
The event was a huge success for industry delegates and representatives of military from around the world. As the curtain came down on what was a very positive show for the defence industry, I spoke to the Organising Air Power Association's president, retired Air Marshal Greg Bagwell, and asked him to sum it all up.
So a chance to relax at the end of the show. What did you think? I mean, I thought it was pretty interesting and a lot of positive things coming out. How did you see it from your perspective?
Yeah, it was a good conference. I think, as you say there, a lot of positivity out of this. I mean, let's just take a sort of step back. This is the first conference we've run with defence having greater investment after a defence review. Now, there's a lot of debate about whether that's enough money coming fast enough, but it is an opportunity now to see defence grow back a little bit. We're also seeing some new technology that now is becoming genuinely realistic. So we're seeing them wrestling with how they bring in the new technology. So, yeah.
And from a UK perspective, as you say, there's more money around now, and it was interesting hearing about doing things that the UK's not been doing for a number of years. Just looking at the F-35 and the nuclear program, for example.
Yeah, I did have a wry smile on my face. That's how I joined the Air Force. So I started in that role on the Tornado back in the 80s. So yeah, a little bit of Back to the Future, or future coming back. So yeah, there is a need to relearn some things. I think also learning how to handle deterring a threat like Russia is something we haven't done since, let's be honest, the late 80s, early 90s. So yeah, there's quite a bit of IQ to be re-established in that space. But not just for the UK. I think the whole of NATO, I think the nation, I think our politicians have all got to get their heads around these types of wars that are very, very different to the ones we've been fighting for the last 10, 20 years.
And the message too about improved collaboration, which we heard from the Americans, I think that felt something that everybody was willing to hear.
Yeah, I'm glad Ken Wilsbach spoke the way he did. And so, yeah, hearing how strong and how continually strong that relationship is within the NATO allied context. In fact, Ken Wilsbach talked broader than NATO. But yeah, I think having experienced it myself, I am far more confident that we are better joined up than we have been. It just doesn't feel like it sometimes when you listen to some of the politics.